My name is Melissa Churchill. I'm your host. I'm very happy to be here again with Brendan. So with batteries, I think folks may be sometimes concerned about, the deterioration of the batteries
Right, right,
and,
right.
how long they last,
Yes.
what happens after what happens after their lifespan, that kind of thing. So
Hmm.
just wondering if you could touch on that a little bit about, the lifespan of batteries and how they last a really long time, don't they?
Yes. Well, Melissa, you just said it right there.
Yeah.
They are lasting a really long time. Here in Nova Scotia, we really don't have the pleasure of owning a car very often beyond 15 or 18 years.
Hmm.
It's very challenging in our environment, our marine-based environment. Living by the ocean, having salt on our roads when it's icy and slushy. These are very challenging conditions to keep a metal chassis, rust-free for that long.
Right.
Electric vehicle batteries are lasting essentially as long as these chassis are, if not longer. 15.3 years is the average that's out on the roads already, not the new 2021s. It's the average that are already out there. So some older models, some current models.
Hmm.
And so we have very reliable data that shows that it's 15.3. Some of those are better performers. Some of those are not. It's kind of brand specific. And different battery technology will give you different results. But very excited to say they're lasting as long as a vehicle chassis in our Nova Scotian climate. So the batteries themselves, though, are warranted for 8 years. Mitsubishi offers 10 years on theirs. And the confidence has become so high from the manufacturers that some of them are actually voicing opinions that maybe they want to bring up the warranty a little bit to further entice people to switch over to electric vehicles and give them a try, because the batteries themselves are performing so much better than originally anticipated.
That's great. And they'll just continue to get better and better over
Yeah,
time
that's
with
right.
technological advances and whatnot.
That's right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing my job, though, if I didn't say this one last part, which is that there is degradation. There is annual degradation. So you can kind of measure it a little bit as a 1.3% or 2%, depending on the brand, annual degradation in your battery. It's not uncommon for a gas engine to become a little bit less efficient over time as well. So it's not really anything as new as some, when they first hear it, think it might be. So we do have that annual degradation. And usually around the 10 to 15 year mark, you kind of see a 20, 30, 35% degradation. Yeah. So that is something to be aware of with EVs.
Right. Excellent. Makes sense. Um, Something that I know that I wondered about or whatnot is, what would charging an electric vehicle over time and doing that at home and whatnot, does it have a significant impact on your electricity bill? I know people wonder about
Oh,
that, and I get asked that too about,
right.
thinking, well, my electricity bill must go through the roof,
Yeah,
right,
right,
with
right.
charging an electric vehicle with a
Good
level 2
question.
charger at home or whatnot. So any thoughts or insight about that at all?
Absolutely. Yeah, I
Mm.
can give lots of insight on that.
Hmm.
So, yeah, common concern. Some folks voice it to me when we're doing our test drive.
Hmm.
Yes, your utility bill will go up. You're plugging, a large, a little bit larger appliance into your grid, and therefore it's going to cost you. However, it's not going to cost you much, and it's if you're traveling the same amount with a gas car. In our previous video, we talked about the affordability of charging a car versus fueling up a gas car. So if you're charging an EV, it's roughly like buying gas at between 30 to 35 cents a liter.
Mm.
That's the rough equivalent that we're talking about. So you're saving 25 to 35%.
Wow.
You're spending
Hmm.
25 to 35% of what you would otherwise on gas.
Right.
So amazing savings.
Absolutely.
And that's what helps pay back a more expensive car on the onset.
Yeah.
That initial cost is a little higher.
Hmm.
There's a federal rebate to try and help mitigate that a bit or lower that a bit. And then what we're seeing is over years, especially if you drive a lot, you taxi drivers out there listening, especially if you drive a lot, you're going to save. There's no oil changes. There's very few brake pad changes. There's no transmission. There's no muffler.
Hmm.
It's a lot of maintenance and a lot of electricity savings.
Hmm.
So yes, the bill goes on your utility bill.
Yeah.
However, you're going to save compared to it just going to a gas station instead.
Exactly.
So net win for you guys.
Big time, huge savings. No, exactly. I mean, it doesn't matter if it shows up on your power bill, if the savings overall versus going to the gas station every week and whatnot, and putting in 50, 60 plus dollars per week into your gas tank. I mean, it's a win-win. It makes so much sense, right? Yeah.
It's kind of, we sort of tongue in cheek at Next, right? It's kind of like owning a gas station in your backyard. You get to plug in at your own house. You can feel like an Irving.
Yeah. That's awesome. And I know sometimes people, they'll be concerned about, kind of with that being the case about, if electric vehicles ruled the roads and everybody was driving electric or whatnot, which is coming. That will be the case. That will be coming. But
it's not if, it's when.
It's when. That's right. It's not if, it's when. That will be happening. But I know sometimes I'll get asked and people wonder about, what kind of impact will that have on the overall power grid? In the sense of that with the power companies and whatnot. I mean, will that drain the power overall? So any thoughts that you have about that at all?
Absolutely. So Nova Scotia Power is already getting out ahead of this. Because it is a concern for the managers of the grid, very macro level, sort of bird's eye view picture of what could happen if everybody were to switch tomorrow. Nova Scotia Power is looking at some of these problems and saying, okay, well, hold on, let's get a little bit proactive here. And so they actually have out right now their smart charging program. And what that allows for is if you plug in with one of these smart chargers, it allows the grid manager to give you a discount for your power, but also it allows them to time within certain boundaries how much energy they're delivering to you. So instead of plugging in and charging right at 5 p.m. when everybody gets home from their 9 to 5, instead, maybe the grid manager says, we're going to wait until 7:30 or 8:30 before we start charging your car,
right?
Unless you really need it, and then it will give you, sort of the initial energy, and then they'll wait to finish charging your car until later in the night when the demand for energy is less. So you're actually helping the grid by charging an electric vehicle with a smart charger. So it's really helpful to have those management tools, and Nova Scotia Power is doing a great job, I think, of already rolling that out.
Yeah.
Our office applied for the smart charger program, so we're excited to see if we are successful in that application. Yeah,
that would be fantastic.
Yeah, we're going to get to try the technology out for ourselves. It's going to be great.
We're going to leave it here for now. So Brendan, I wanted to thank you so much again for being here with us. And again, as you can see, Brendan Piper is a complete wealth of knowledge. He knows everything and more about electric vehicles. So we're so grateful to have you spend your time here with us, and always a pleasure.
Absolutely, Melissa. I couldn't be more thrilled to be here doing this. So thank you so much. Awesome. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye now.